from that break, and we just ended the series of Polaris versus Unbind Crouch. What seemed like a fight that was going to never be over, and we were actually kind of hoping to be taken onto the third map, but it was Polaris who was victorious to continue to keep their win streak going. Mind you, they have not dropped a map, ladies and gentlemen. That is a big win in itself. But through it all, we have to move on to the next team, and that is going to be AIMPUNCH versus Dark Monkeys. And I'm so excited for this matchup because I was like hyping up the squad, and I was like, guys, this is a rematch. Dark Monkeys and AIMPUNCH had met before in the Sakura Cup, and Dark Monkeys were victorious. So AIMPUNCH has a chip on their shoulders and want to get back into this. I'm like, I don't know, but this is a lot of pressure, especially for going into semis. The team that's going to win this is going into semis, and they are going to be up against, let me drag this up before I forget. It's either going to be let me get this real quick. W-Way Warriors or Final Form, depending on who the winner of that is as well. But let's talk about the maps that we're going to be seeing here, guys. We will be going to Icebox. Very common map. We're also going to be heading over to Bind. Once again, Bind's just the favorite map of this tournament overall. I feel like we've seen a lot of Bind. And last but not least, it's going to be Breeze. How do we feel about this map lineup? Let's start off with you, Maru.
So I'm pretty happy to see Icebox. Of course, nice to go to new maps on stream. You know, it's always funny because the players have no idea. But you know, going from Bind back to Bind in game 2, well, whatever. But I am kind of happy to see Icebox. I think Icebox is a really exciting map. I know there are some players who really hate Icebox. I know it's always been somewhat of a controversial map choice, but I think Icebox is so unique. Very, very big open areas, lots of big parts of the map that are just kind of open air. So we'll see. I do think that if we're going to advise Icebox, we're probably going to see Viper again, kind of a mainstay on that map. Honestly, all the maps we've been on today have been Viper maps, so I'd be shocked not to see her.
And these three are no different. I mean, Maro, Viper is viable on all three of the maps that are in this matchup. And kind of speaking again about Icebox, because we are going there first, it doesn't seem like AIMPUNCH has any record of playing Icebox. So it is going to be interesting to see what agent composition they play and how strong they are on that particular map. But Dark Monkeys in the past have played Icebox. They've got currently a 50% win rate on it, but most of that success has come on their attacking half, and coming in here, they are starting on attack as well. So if we see maybe a more dominant change coming into the second half, that's where Dark Monkeys is going to be forced onto defense and have to hold their own there as well.
Oh, that's a lot to already start off with. You don't know what's going to happen on the side of AIMPUNCH because, like you stated, we have no information on them based off of the group stage or round robin starting stage. They did go 2-1. I don't know. Let me double check here if they manage to play on that map. But regardless of that information, I think it's still going to be a very much surprise to AIMPUNCH, because when they did play against each other on the Sakura Cup, they played Ascent and Breeze. So I wonder if maybe they might just stick with that same composition that they had on Ascent. We don't know, but that's the beautiful thing about, you know, a tournament, and not just a tournament, but, you know, having it already set and ready to go. What do you want to, who are some players that you want to highlight here for either one of these teams, Maru?
So I think attention definitely drawn to Hollywood. They originally played for Manilove Wogs. Actually, they played for Manilove Wogs in the last couple of Game Changer Academy. Left that team, was a free agent, picked up by AIMPUNCH, who has gone through a little bit of a roster shakeup. Hollywood definitely one of the bigger names that they picked up there. So really interesting to see what they bring to it. I know in Sakura Cup, you know, that unfortunately AIMPUNCH wasn't able to clinch it out, but there was some really impressive play there, and so we'll just see, because I think AIMPUNCH is a team that's getting started, and I think this roster is going to start doing some great things. So I'm really excited to see what AIMPUNCH brings to the table here.
What about for you, Jojo? Any players?
Yeah, I mean, so yesterday during the group stages, we were able to see AIMPUNCH in, I believe, their third matchup, and they played Haven, I believe, there, and that scoreline was 13-8. So still very, very close, especially for being a stream match. Sometimes there's a little bit more pressure there. But from what I know about this team, NJCU and Kaz have a lot of history playing with each other. Probably playing for the last 6 months together, so there's a lot of synergy there. And Mario was talking about some of those roster switch ups, so I'm interested to see how that synergy is going to continue into these next matches. They've had all of that group stage stuff to kind of bond as a team, figure out their strats, but now it's time to apply those to our top 8 matchup and hopefully secure their spot in the semis.
Absolutely. And we are actually going to get started here as we are going, you guys mentioned, to Icebox. AIMPUNCH will be on the defense. And once again, this is a rematch. It's a come back together, try to see who's the best of the best after they've already played before. So let's get right into that agent select.
Yeah, really excited to see Dart Monkeys on the big stage here, because I think they're definitely one of the darker horse teams coming in. Right, they had a great showing at Sakura Cup. I'm really curious to see what Dart Monkeys do here, and so I'm really excited because I mean, some of these players are names we've seen before, right? Communist, Arya, Koro, etc. We've definitely seen them before in Game Changer Academy. We've seen them, obviously, we saw this team in Knights Academy in the Knights Sakura Cup. So I'm really curious to see what they do. And look, as we get ready, we get a Sage. Haven't seen her today, so be kind of curious to see what Kami does with Sage. Look, though, we get our first KO of the day.
There we go. KO on Icebox. Not exactly sure how Genuine has played KO on this map in the past, but there's a few really nice spots to throw that knife, maybe into Snowman or even onto Rafters, to see more about that information rather than the suppression of who could possibly be hiding behind those corners. Single duelist composition on the side of AIMPUNCH at this point with just that Jet. But it looks like we are sticking with that double duelist for Dart Monkeys with Jet and Reyna. That combination has been played many, many, many times before, and those two agents work well together, especially when you're starting on attack.
Yeah, we do see Hollywood playing Chamber. I've seen them play Chamber quite a bit, so it definitely seems like Chamber is a very comfortable agent for Hollywood to pick up. They definitely seem to excel at that role. Kaz on Viper, and as we said, we expected to see Viper. We also see Marisa Berger also playing Viper. So I think Viper is probably the agent. If you were to do some sort of statistic, I think we probably see her the most today out of anybody. We've seen her on both teams, on both games so far, right? Game 1 and 2 of Polaris and Unbind Crouch. And now we've seen her here on Icebox. So far, Viper, kind of the MVP pick. Just a really, really good agent, right? She just does so much for her team, and does so many unique things that you just can't get from anyone else.
Definitely agree. And in terms of the initiators on both sides, sticking with the Sova, he is also a very, very common, typical pick on a lot of these maps. We saw a lot of those teams in the past too that we were watching earlier today go for the Sova pick, but combo between Sova and Viper could be potentially very powerful if you get some information and then spraying through that smoke. There we go. There's the information. Where is the spray?
Oh, good question. Really nice dodge there from Hollywood, able to kind of get away from potentially going down kind of early, and does manage to allow the team to start pushing on to site here. So we do see the Dart Monkeys pushing their way into the B site here. Wall has gone up, probably going to allow them to get the plant down, the somewhat classic Sage plant here on B. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But look at Suerte coming up behind with KO. Genuine getting taken down though by Kami. They just had the great angle. Look, basically the entire team of Dart Monkeys holding yellow together, and it works. First round on the board for Dart Monkeys.
Unfortunately for Suerte, it was that reload of the Sheriff, unable to connect with much more than that. But yes, very, very powerful first round coming out from Dart Monkeys. They no fear pushed into B site and made it work for them, able to bring 4 players into the next round. It seems like a little bit of a party happening over here on Boiler. This maybe could be a push, 5-man push down mid for AIMPUNCH. Could be very good for them because they are on worse guns, and if they can even get one gun out of the hands of Dart Monkeys, that's going to be a win for them.
Yeah, look, both teams just full sending it, right? We got AIMPUNCH barreling down mid. Dysphoric finally turns around to try to take the fight, does clean up, getting 2 kills, actually 3 before going down herself. Hollywood, though, there to take it away with the Headhunter. Can they clean up? Koro here coming back. They're trying to kind of hold this angle here with Reyna. It is going to allow them to get to plant, though, and it's now 4v2. So Hollywood and Kaz kind of in a rough position. It is their eco round. At this point, it's mostly about how much damage can they do to the other team. Kaz does have a Spectre, so was able to kind of clinch into grabbing a better gun for free. But is she going to drop it? Depends. Kind of looking oh, Koro cleans up through the wall. Hollywood, though, gets a nice shot onto Arya down with the Headhunter. Oh, beautiful. Look at this. Just clean. Taking it out. Unfortunately, bomb going to go off. Hollywood accepting it. Goes down with the ship. 3K, though.
And that is an interesting move there from Hollywood. Do you think that's because there is more of an economy bonus if all 5 members of the team die?
Yeah, I think there's really no reason to survive, right? Take the money for dying. I mean, Hollywood got 3 kills. I mean, that's worth it alone, right? To go down, get the econ bonus for your kills, get the econ bonus for your team dying, and just kind of like recover from there. So, I mean, obviously, you know, for an eco round, that went really well, right? They had only 2 people left on the Dart Monkeys attacking side as they were forced kind of to roll back. And look, now they're going for an A push, Dysphoric droning out, trying to find somebody. Does spot out Hollywood and Genuine, knows that they're there. Gonna look like they're gonna switch positions a little bit.
We do have that grenade coming out. And there's a little bit of alert coming in here. Marissa definitely not expecting that one. Suerte forced to dash out, followed quickly by Katie. Genuine still attempting to hold down this site as well as she can here. And Hollywood waiting to peek out from rafters. It's the peek from Genuine. Does grab one, but Koro shuts it down very quickly. Ready to be traded up by Hollywood, who now has those 2 really clean headshots and no eyes on the Spike, but Spike has been brought down, is laying on the ground, waiting to be rescued.
Wow, look at that trigger discipline from Hollywood. Really great shots there, cleaning up for their team. We have Suerte holding kind of back towards spawn to try and allow Kaz to rotate here as well. And this is a really good round for AIMPUNCH. I mean, this is probably the best round they've had so far. And obviously, look, now we have Dart Monkeys left with only Dysphoric and Marisa. Marisa holding a Sheriff and standing under Boiler. Dysphoric does seem like they're going to be able to get the plant down, so she should be able to get the plant money. Whether they can clutch up 4v2, I don't know, but they will at least get the bonus for planting.
Dysphoric really hoping no one is in Snowman, wanting to push out, is able to stick the plant at the last second. That time was ticking, and now Suerte making all of this noise in kitchen. And who knows it's happening? It's Marisa. If she's going to be able to get this pick on to Suerte, that's going to be huge. But instead, the trademark spots her out. Suerte flicks around just down to Dysphoric, and it cannot be done. A 1v4, too much to ask. Kaz going to grab this defuse, and that's going to be 4 guns being brought into the next round, and the first win for AIMPUNCH.
Yeah, AIMPUNCH really doing a nice job on defense there. That also giving the ultimate to Hollywood, who will now have Tour de Force on the line, which also kind of helps shift your econ, right? Because Hollywood now doesn't need to buy a gun, can just use Tour de Force, can buy for somebody else, can save money for themselves. So that's a big pickup too. I mean, obviously they've cleaned up with a lot of kills. The defuse gives them the extra little bit they need. So definitely I expect to see Tour de Force popping off here and giving them even more danger, because obviously Hollywood is showing pretty early on, right? A 5-1 KDA matched only by Koro's 4-2. This is definitely a battle between these 2 duelists. Look, Arya really getting hurt here.
Okay, the drone does see where Suerte is hiding. I wasn't sure for a second there, and Ere. Oh, is it Arya? What? Okay, I don't know. Okay, yes, Arya trying to get an upwards angle. We do have the recon bolt coming into sight, but does not snag any information there. And then the slow orb attempting to secure this plant. Kami gonna get shot at, but not enough to stop the plant. The shock dart from Katie just a little bit late. That first pick from Marisa is going to be very, very important. Now they just need to trade well, peek when the spike is tapped for defuse, and they should have this round in the bag.
Yeah, Koro holding back on yellow, Arya kind of holding even further back to prevent any swings. And it doesn't actually work. Suerte and Katie kind of going to town here. Marisa does have the lineup, it looks like, and here comes the Molly. Is going, though, to probably not stop it. Hollywood is too far along. Even with the Mollies, they're just too late. Can't prevent the defuse, and Marisa goes down with the ship there. And that's the second round on the board for AIMPUNCH. Honestly, if those Mollies were a little bit earlier, they probably could have held off, but just really good gunplay. Katie and Suerte just really pulling out all the stops there. And look, Suerte now with an op.
That is a scary, scary sight to see. Anytime you've got a jet or even a chamber now with that operator, you know that the movement they're able to perform to escape any 1v1 battles that they think they're not going to win. And right off the bat, Suerte jumping up, getting 2 operator kills. I am so impressed by that. I don't know if that was they lined up for the operator. That was crazy.
I don't know if they lined up for it, but it definitely worked out for them. That was, or I should say it worked out for Suerte. I don't know if it worked out for Dart Monkeys so much, but that was definitely a really, really good pick there. Definitely shifts the momentum of this round quite a bit.
And still, the operator is going crazy on that site. I'm very surprised that Dart Monkeys has decided to continue pushing here. No rotate has come through at all. And now, after that KO knife, AIMPUNCH is aware. Suerte waiting for a little bit of information, and there we go. That peek from Koro, not slow enough to get punished by the operator. If Koro can just maybe get one here, I mean, even a spike plant would be great. There we go. The attack has been executed.
Ooh. Genuine, though, getting 2 before going down themselves. Koro getting the kill before Hollywood shoots them in the back. And now AIMPUNCH up 3-2, taking a bit of a lead. And look, we have a timeout coming from Dart Monkeys, maybe looking to recover a little bit because they had a pretty solid start here, Jojo. But let's kind of just go into how this has played out since AIMPUNCH, after the second round, Hollywood getting those 3 kills and then continually just kind of popping off for their team, and it's allowed AIMPUNCH to start clawing the victory back, and then again and again, and now we're approaching the beginning of round 6, and honestly, Dart Monkeys looking to be on the back foot here. They're not going to have much to work with if they lose this round. They're going to be forced into hard eco, but AIMPUNCH kind of sitting pretty. I mean, they've got a lot of money, they've got full rifles, they now have the Null Command and Bladestorm from Jet also on the line. And that op pick, right? The op pick from last round was big. That took out both the Resurrection and Hunter's Fury.
Right, and seriously, something has to change with the way that Dart Monkeys are attacking. I'm noticing a lot of just 5-stack pushes onto a site, and as soon as they lose maybe 1 or 2, they're not really rotating. They're not giving up that initial push, and we saw that on the previous round, even though they were saving. If they had rotated and just gotten a kill on that one remaining defender on B site, there was a small chance they could have at least stuck the plant, which gives them more economy, more to work with if they were to lose this next buy round.
Yeah, that is a rough one to start coming back from. Oh, Suerte through the smoke gets another pick. Just absolutely beautiful gunplay here. Arya, though, no slouch, does get the trade, unfortunately, to Genuine. And it is kind of back and forth. They are fighting for this B take. I think they're debating, do they want to keep pushing? Genuine unable to collect. Suerte goes down too. They've just been fighting back and forth, Jojo. This is such a bloodbath on B.
And look at this, is very, very dangerous if they are not expecting that flank from mid. There's one under tube as well, soon to be on site. If Dysphoric is able to drone Katie out, looks like she was able to. And here we go.
Oh,
Hunter's
Katie.
Fury is popped. Dysphoric immediately getting one.
Spike planted.
Oh my, Hollywood actually didn't actually take the easy pick. Instead, looking to come and get. Oh, they got spotted though. Can they clutch it out now? They kind of had the drop on Dysphoric, but chose not to, expecting, I think, to try to get Kami instead. Can't though, unfortunate. Slight miscalculation from Hollywood allows the Dart Monkeys to reclaim a victory. They do pick up the op as well, but I mean, AIMPUNCH have a lot of money. Yeah, look at that. Immediately, Suerte buys another op.
And it was an almost lucky round for Dart Monkeys. I think if Hollywood was a little bit cleaner there, maybe that round could have ended up differently, but even not knowing where Hollywood was located, Dart Monkeys played it exactly how they should have to secure that round. But yes, as you were saying, we've got a full buy here. Suerte continuing with the operator, and this time Arya also on Jet. Jet staple operator, gotta do it. Waiting for a peek on B site as Dysphoric again drones out to see what he can see.
Let's see here. Look at that. The sort of Viper Molly early to try to deny some space. Arya holding. Hollywood again lurking inside of the bottom of Nest here on B. This aggression from Dart Monkeys coming slowly, using Arya's op kind of to scope all of the positioning they can possibly find. Kaz finds Kami though. The problem with that wall is once people know what you're doing, you're always going to end up planting kind of in the same place. And that is exactly what happened there. Kami just could not get out of the animation fast enough to not get picked off. And now Spike is down. Marisa coming up with the lurk does get Suerte for her trouble. Now Genuine going out to look for Marisa. Not gonna find her. Oh my god, Arya almost had the top of Hollywood's head there.
That was very, very close, but this spike needs to get planted. We've got 30 seconds left on the timer. Katie being taken out by Koro with that peek into Snowman, and Koro trying to push through Kaz's wall, but Kaz is waiting for that one. Viper's Pit has been popped. The Kaz also has Viper's Pit potentially to pop this one again. Arya, operator shot with 2 HP does come through, and Hollywood attempting to spray as much as they can. Gets the headhunter shot. Now it's just down to what Arya can do. Operator in hand, 2 HP, and a little bit of util to try and stop this defuse.
They don't know. Oh, they get her though with the spray through the wall bag. She only had like 2 HP, but that was beautifully played by Arya. They thought she was B long with the op, and she actually had the drop on them both. Unable though to get Genuine, who just swung through the wall. Nice cleanup, but AIMPUNCH collects their 4th round. And Jojo, this is a little similar to earlier today. These are very back and forth rounds. This is a very much contested game. These two teams absolutely fighting it out here. And we shall see which one comes victorious in this rematch soon. But honestly, it's kind of anybody's game here.
Coming into this one, it is a save for Dart Monkeys. They're going to be able to buy for the next round. So this might be the biggest lead that we've seen so far, which is simply 2 rounds. Kind of going off that point that you made, Mara, that this is a very, very close map. But AIMPUNCH has the better guns, and they likely know it. Arya with the Blade Storm trying to make something happen. Gets that initial pick onto Katie. It's not a gun that can really be recovered. And Genuine immediately getting a pick of their own, pushing out of B. And now all of the information has been gathered that there is no members of Dart Monkeys who want to go into B, and that spike must be somewhere else.
Oh, Hollywood stuck in a rock and a hard place, backing up into spawn, and Koro just managing to close it out. Marisa, no way, just gets the kill mid-rope. That's just rude, as Kami is now on site looking to plant. Such an interesting spot here underneath the rafters into where Screens is, really wanting to prevent them from coming in from their spawn. But look, Suerte is actually back on belt. They're coming from attacker spawn. They're not coming from their own.
And Arya is looking the exact wrong way. If Suerte is able to peek just close enough to see the elbow of Arya, that's going to be the first kill. Lots of shots ringing out. Arya is noticed here, and Marisa does get found out by Genuine. It's the Blaze Storm from Arya making things work, though. And Suerte's up. Not enough for these close range battles. And that is a thrifty round for Dart Monkeys. They made quick work of that one. I think Koro's push down mid was a staple there, making that one successful.
Yeah, Arya's pick on top of Tube, killing off Katie there with the peek into Kitchen. Also just a big pickup. I mean, the ops swapping sides back and forth is kind of interesting. I'm sure we'll see that happen a little bit more, but I mean, honestly, the econ here looking a little rough now for AIMPUNCH, forced onto Sheriffs, except for Suerte, who has a Vandal, mostly due to the fact that she hasn't really had to buy anything for a while.
Already a full push out of mid. Marisa kind of aware of this. Sees 3, is going to back up, does not want to deal with the firing squad of Headhunter and Sheriffs. Flash does come out, but Marisa now wants to take this battle, cannot connect with a full kill, but does a little bit of damage. And now we just have to see if Katie's drone can tag one and give their chance.
Oh, Arya. Arya just managing to escape kind of with her life a little bit there, but Suerte going down. And yeah, I think Marisa tried to dodge the flash, unfortunately just didn't time it right and was unable to get away from the KO flash, and then just too many people staring at her. This is going definitely the way of should I say Dart Monkeys here, as they clean up another round, and now they've taken the lead back from AIMPUNCH. Just such a seesaw game here. Absolutely expect this one to go to 6-6 at the very least in the half, and see what happens when we swap JoJo. But this is definitely one that is going to keep us guessing, because both of these teams are playing aggressively. They're playing really well, and it's not like either of them are really taking a decisive lead. This definitely seems like a rematch, as we know, of teams that have played each other. They definitely seem familiar with what to expect from one another.
And at least in these past 2 rounds, it feels like Koro has really taken a step up, wanting to change the tides for Dart Monkeys, and that is exactly what they have been able to do. Again, Dysphoric droning out. No one is holding out in these close angles. That orb is going to be farmed before the plant has the potential to go down, but Hollywood says, nope, we don't want you to plant this one yet. Kami has fallen. That is no heal on the board any longer, so any damage done by either side is going to be permanent. Another instant trade. Marisa taking Kaz down.
Oh, boy.
2v2.
Muerte holding that angle with the op, but unfortunately neither of them are really going to peek that angle from top of Tube there. It does seem very much like these are just constant back and forth trades, right? Like these teams are fighting each other. Wow, Genuine almost could. Dysphoric was an inch away from having a bad time there. Genuine gonna throw the knife out, knows that Marisa is there, but Dysphoric has the angle from back, and Snowman can prevent them from trying to get onto this. And yeah, there goes one. Suerte down. Genuine, the last one standing, forced to kind of swing out against both these teams, trying to fake, just looking to get a kill maybe. Does get Marisa, is going to start defusing. Actually enough to get into the half, but not enough to escape the wall bang from Dysphoric. Getting a 3K, winning, and now Dart Monkeys 2 up on AIMPUNCH here. Probably one of the most, not dominant leads, but definitely one of the biggest leads we've had in this game so far.
And that was actually the round that AIMPUNCH needed to win to give their chances of a 6-6 half a little bit of a boost. They're forced on another save coming in here, and typically when you take timeouts, as we see KD has called a timeout for the side of AIMPUNCH, typically you want to do that before a buy round, because that's where your actual strats, your actual play style is going to have the biggest impact. So often your strats could be perfect, could be 10 out of 10, and because of the worst guns, it just does not work out in your favor.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that, AIMPUNCH here looking to kind of recalibrate a little bit. definitely not down or out. I mean, absolutely possible for this to go to 6-6. I think as even though they're going to be fighting their way out of this eco round now with sheriffs, we've seen, you know, what they could do with those sheriffs, and Hollywood does have Tour de Force on the line.
We've got that ultimate ready, and Kami has Resurrection online as well. That is a very, very powerful ultimate that could, again, put a wrench through AIMPUNCH's plans to really turn this around. At this point, feels like AIMPUNCH is fighting for that 7-5 half, but anything can happen. We've seen a thrifty round in this match before. Could happen again, and there we go. Koro opening pick on Hollywood, who's taking an aggressive angle and is punished for it. But the rest of Dart Monkeys is now pushing onto site and are going to come face to face with Katie and Suerte.
Yeah, it is absolutely looking like a rough one here, but look at Katie getting a kill with the classic, does at least a little bit of damage, but now it is unfortunately Kaz and Genuine trying to lure their way into A site with sheriffs. I mean, they can do some damage, but a complete, you know, retake here seems kind of hard. Let's see what they can do. Genuine, though, gets sprayed down by Arya, and it is now up to just Kaz to try to get a kill or something. But look, coming from behind doesn't matter, but Marisa was stalking prey coming all the way around from mid.
And that, yet again, was a brilliant round from Koro. As you saw, getting that last kill, Koro has really stepped up, as has Genuine on the other side of the board. But Koro's picks is very, very instrumental in securing entrance to all of these sites for her team and securing that post plant. Even if they are falling in the end, they are getting the picks that matter and making sure that their team can fight to get that last point on the board. This is the last round in the half. Suerte holding with an operator, forced to use that first bullet on the drone. And now that rotate is going to come through. Dart Monkeys wants nothing to do with the operator on B.
Yeah, I think they are going to try to go for a little bit of a slow push here onto A. We can see them snaking their way through as generator. Wall is going to come up to block, allowing the plant from Kami. Hunter's Fury from Katie going to try to deny the plant. The plant does come out, but Kami pays for it with their life. Marisa swings out for the expected lurk, getting that beautiful shot out of Genuine before dodging back in. And now it is looking like a pretty tough 4v4 retake. Here is Dart Monkeys getting the drop on Kaz. Koro, just great stuff. Gets two. Oh my god, just four cleaning up too. Katie, last one alive, doesn't matter. 8-4 half, and now Dart Monkeys have honestly started to kind of go into the lead here. We were kind of going back and forth, you know, we were just saying this could be easily a 6-6 tie, and instead we got 8-4. That said, the swap sometimes is all that matters, and I know the joke is 9-3 curse, but let's see what happens with AIMPUNCH now on attack, as I'm sure they're looking to reclaim a couple of rounds here and definitely want to fight this one out, because this is a very, very close game still.
I am, however, a little bit worried about AIMPUNCH's attack. Their only real entry agent is that Jet, and all of the other four are decently defensive-sided agents, I would say. So there's got to be some, you know, tricks that they're going to pull here to make entry to a site successful. And right away, they're going to full rush B while four members of Dart Monkeys are on A. And that's the opposite site, so it's going to take them a while to rotate on that flank and maybe actually catch out some of these members of AIMPUNCH.
Yeah, that is definitely tempting to see where they go. Look, Marisa just kind of holding an angle there and waiting patiently. They didn't even really look for her. Unfortunate. Hollywood cleaning up for their team to at least reclaim some sort of advantage on the site. Koro with this lurk, though, going to come from behind. And actually, I think AIMPUNCH are going to go all the way back to A through defender spawn.
This is such a clean play. You've just gotten all the picks you needed on B, and now you're going to rotate directly around, maybe hoping to catch a few members of Dart Monkey on their rotations as well. Something that would even be better is to go back to B now and re-hit that site. They've got plenty of time on the clock, but it seems like they're going to stick with A.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to make a decision. Unfortunately, at this point, though, I mean, Kaz is going to likely get the plant. Katie does get the kill to protect the plant. Oh, but no, Kaz goes down, and the defuse is going to start probably immediately here. I mean, the dart's not going to be enough to stop. Katie has to kill this four. Can't. Gets instead the defuse off, and while Hollywood is left to fight it out here, AIMPUNCH, unfortunately, does not win that round, and now 9-4 the way of Dart Monkeys.
That was an absolutely crazy round. I don't know if I could have called either side winning that at any point until the very end. The simple stick of the defuse, putting all of your trust into your teammate, hoping that they've got your back. And it was a poor plant from AIMPUNCH, not really able to be held from backside or rafters, which is where the remaining members of AIMPUNCH were located. So unfortunate decisions here and there, but they definitely still have hope here, trying to get these guns out of the hands of Dart Monkeys.
Oh, not like this, though. Oh my god, Arya just going to town with a Guardian. A pretty good gun, by the way, if you didn't know. Koro here spraying down Hollywood, and that was a flawless, fast round from Dart Monkeys. One of the most aggressive ones we've seen. Just really great stuff. Arya just popping off there, really taking a nice lead. And like you said, I do think that the plan was probably a good idea if they had time to recalibrate. And unfortunately, by the time they planned it, AIMPUNCH had lost the sort of sight advantage, right? And we had Dart Monkeys push up on them. And that last round, Dart Monkeys just did not wait. They just went full aggro, running it down, cleaning up off of Arya's double picks. And now it is starting to look a little rough for AIMPUNCH, right? We're now 4-10. The gap is getting wider, which means the amount of mistakes you can make is starting to become less and less.
Another 5-man push down into B. Katie gonna drone it out, does not spot anything. That's mostly because the entire site is basically smoked off by the defenders. A little bit of spraying, but this is the same play again. They've taken a lot of space into back site. Kami, knowing this, able to succeed with that spray. Hollywood getting a pick to even up numbers yet again, and Marissa hearing everything going on underneath kitchen, and the trigger discipline has to be on point here. Oh
Boy, and it is Dysphoric and Marisa just clean up, both of them back and forth, trading off the entire AIMPUNCH team there, and that was very, very patiently played. I think that pick, unfortunate in the sense that it clicked, the momentum they had going to backside on B, that lurk all the way around to A, really solid idea, but unfortunately the spike getting dropped, I think, slowed them down, and then they were kind of stuck as not only did their plan get revealed, but then all the players were kind of in different positions. So AIMPUNCH, I really like what I'm seeing, Jojo, from both of these teams, because they play such interesting style, right? That lurk all the way, like going to B and then coming all the way back to A is such a cool idea. I love it. And it really did almost work out in the first attempt. The second one, they execute a little unfortunate there with the spike going down. But let's see here. Looks like they're going for more of a default, maybe a slightly more defensive attempt here, as they do have full guns. But honestly, it's a rough one. If they lose this round, not only does it go to match point, but their economy is in shambles.
Suerte getting on top of that too, but Dysphoric noticing that. Gonna drone it out first, and now Suerte needs to take a more defensive position, and there we go! Arya punishing that. Wow, great combination between the Sova and the Jet. Hollywood wanting to push a little bit more there, getting that headshot pick onto Koru. That is a very big kill. Can Arya trade it out? She's only got a few more Blade Storm uses, and Marisa, oh my gosh, gosh, a super clean head tap, giving numbers advantage to Dart Monkeys.
Yeah, that was one of the cleanest headshots. Arya with another clean one onto Hollywood. Honestly, the gunplay in this game has been superb. We have seen so many great shots from all of the competitors. Arya gets trapped kind of on the rope there, can't dash away and get into space that would save her. Now, Dysphoric underneath, the plant will come out. Kami and Dysphoric kind of like pushing onto each other. Just we're gonna round this corner. Will you win? Doesn't matter. Kami gets the kill on the Kaz anyway, and now Katie goes down, and this is now match point on the line for Dart Monkeys as the defuse comes out and the team kind of celebrates. I mean, you know, you deserve to pop off a little.
This is basically over at this point, Maru. I hate to say it, but that was a full buy round for AIMPUNCH, and they're gonna be able to buy a few rifles, but not with full shields at all. Hollywood does have tour de force, and that might be their saving grace, but they were going to have to pop off with it against the members of Dart Monkeys who have that operator, Arya.
Yeah, I think the gun difference is possibly a big deal here, but yeah, we do see the tour de force coming out from Hollywood, looking to try to get their team into some sort of recovery position here, but Arya just destroys that chance by taking Hollywood off with an amazing op peak. Unfortunate, and that is now the top frag of AIMPUNCH down, and also a numbers disadvantage as they try for the take. Koro does get a kill on the Kaz. Arya cleans up though. Oh man,
wow,
what a rough one. A flawless round there, 13-4 for Dart Monkeys. Jojo, that was some game. I mean, again, sort of like our earlier game today, we had this big back and forth between the two teams, but Dart Monkeys just dominating the rest of that game after the initial couple of rounds back and forth.
It seemed like their attack was unstoppable, and after getting that 8-4 half big advantage there, they just continued. It almost felt like they changed their defensive half into an attack half. They had a lot of great anchors. Anything that AIMPUNCH tried to do, having lurkers, splitting up, having default, taking space on mid, it was just not working because of how secure the defense on the side of Dart Monkeys was. And I know we talked about earlier, we weren't sure how strong their defense was going to be, but I think they proved that it's pretty like a brick wall.
Yeah, and I mean, I know we talked beforehand that this is a rematch, so will that rivalry continue? Are we going to get to a game 3? We're going to find out in a couple minutes as we take a quick break, and we'll return for our second game, JoJo, today on Bind. But we'll find out which of these two teams will either be going into the semis or further, or who's going home if we don't get a game 3 in just a bit. So stay tuned, everybody.
Was craving